And if those new players or those new generators that come to the market are more efficient and edge out older, less efficient incumbents, like we allow that to happen. Whereas some other regions, if they're fully integrated, you might not want that to happen. Like if you're in the Southeast US and you have a vertically integrated utility, and that utility decides to build a power plant, and it turns out that power plant was just not a good idea, like the technology changes, the fuel changes, like whatever, like generally the ratepayers are going to be saddled with the cost of that power plant for its lifetime. And the utility is going to be remiss to, retire it or sell it or do something different with it because they had to pay for it. Whereas in ERCOT, if you build a power plant that is not a good fit for the market, um, your shareholders are going to be the ones uh, who bear that risk, and in general, other better suited operators may come take your market share. But that allows for a more dynamic and kind of a faster evolution of the system, and it generally drives more efficiencies that way because the market's going to tend towards more efficient outcomes.
So with that said, would you say ERCOT is a way that other states should copy? Like, for example, New York, or New York City specifically, Con Edison is the only electrical company there. Do you think that makes it harder for the consumer to even challenge the marketplace, as in like they're essentially a monopoly and that stops any type of innovation in that city?
I mean, I think you're less likely to see like innovation if you don't have like direct rewards for that innovation, right? And so like that's the way we've set our market up down here is like we reward like new low cost consumers, and so the market tends to like you know um, pull those things in. If there is no reward, in fact, it may be that there's a disincentive or a negative reward for adopting new technology if that means you have to get rid of the old technology that you already spent money on, whether that's your ratepayers get mad or the politicians get mad or other types of things like that. um, you can end up in a um, situation like that. So I mean, I think it's kind of like follow the incentives. We offer high levels of incentives down here in areas that don't have high levels of incentives. Like I think you'd see less, uh, you'd see less innovation.
Energy, there's a lot of renewable energies that are coming about and new ways to create energy, solar, hydro, nuclear even, and I think another one I'm familiar with, CHP. Which one of those do you think is the most realistic to the country that we can use?
I mean, I think like no energy source is perfect. Like everything, there's trade-offs in every single one. Um, One of the things about like renewables, like wind and solar, is if the wind's not blowing or sun's not shining, you're not going to be able to make, energy like that. They've got off switches, but they don't always have the on switch that you might want. Now you compare that with energy storage, which is what is happening now, and you can kind of firm up that generation. So you can store the energy whenever it's being produced, and then like actually put it to the grid whenever it wants to be consumed.